Yes, thank you again,
Oh my god. It's
and
so
welcome
delicious.
to this
This
live
vegan
program.
influencer ate only fruits for years and it sadly took her life.
And look what I have here. Uh-huh. It's green juice. Wow.
These are the final hours of Sana the Art.
Today I'm gonna make my favorite smoothie. I call it a love smoothie. So delicious.
When Zana started dieting, things weren't as strict. At first, she ate fish and dairy products until she decided to become vegan. 2011, Zana started a raw vegan diet, so it wasn't only about avoiding animal products, she also didn't cook her food. As time went by, she limited what she ate even more until she only ate fruits, seeds, and juices. Zana was a chef, so she decided to start sharing her raw vegan recipes on social media. On May 5th, 2020, she uploaded her first Instagram post. But little did she know, this would be the beginning of an end. In her videos, Zana talked about how healthy and happy she felt with her diet. But the reality was a completely different story. Her choices became more and more extreme. She didn't drink water for at least 6 years because she believed coconut water and juices from fruits were enough. She used to do dry fasts where she didn't eat or drink anything for days. And even her friends say she only ate durian and jackfruit.
Hello, my beautiful friends. It's a Champadak season in Thailand, and I invite you to join my lunch today.
Her health started getting worse and worse. It was so bad she struggled to get out of bed, had no energy, and her legs were completely swollen. But when her friends and even her mom begged her to quit her diet, she got mad and defensive. July 2023. Zana reviewed some fruits on her blog and mentioned she was ill. She had to raise her glucose levels, but she was only willing to do it with fruits.
Are you ready for smoothie? Mango, a red dragon fruit, pitahaya.
July 9th, 2023. Zana wrote that she was collecting money for a ticket to her home country, Russia, so that she could recover. She had an infection similar to cholera, which gave her diarrhea and dehydration. July 21st, 2023. Zana's body couldn't take the infection anymore. She was too weak, malnourished, and dehydrated. And at age 39, with decades of life ahead of her, Zana passed away. But how could a person who said she cared about her health make choices that were so hard on her body? Why did she let herself go from this to this? Well, it seems like behind the colorful posts, there was a much darker reality. Many nutrition experts have analyzed Zana's case, and they said she most probably struggled with an eating disorder, which she hid behind her healthy diet.
Oh my gosh. It's so delicious.
Her friends and family even tried to send her home for treatment, but she ran away. Whatever the case, Zana's life was taken too soon. And it's heartbreaking that the thing she cared about the most was exactly what made her lose it. Veganism is a very noble choice. May her death remind us all that sometimes the unhealthiest choice you can also make for yourself is just going too far with anything.
Well, this is an unfortunate story of Zana. And Zana Samsonova was a great influencer who focused on the vegan diet. Remember, I said tonight that we are going to be looking at the ills of vegetarian diet. The ills of vegetarian diet. It's very imperative that we learn the things we are going to share tonight. Anytime we come on live is because we have a viable information that we want to share. The ills of veganism. That's our topic tonight. The influencer Zana Samsonova, who I just played her video, and I'm going to play it again for people who are joining me late so you can understand precisely what happened to Zana Samsonova. But I'm going to explain briefly. Zana was known as Zana Dat on the social media, and he met a tragic end in Malaysia on July 21st, 2023. She was only 39-year-old as a vegan and as an influencer, and her death has raised concerns about the potential health risk of being an extreme veganist or say vegetarianist. And this underscores the importance of seeking a balanced nutrition. Zana Samsonova rose to fame on platforms like TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, promoting her raw food lifestyle. And this primarily consisted of consuming raw fruits and vegetables, notably the durian and the jackfruit. She claimed to have abstained from drinking water for the last 6 years, believing that her body did not require it. Friends and family had long begged her to seek medical attention due to her emaciated and increasingly unwell appearance, but her pleas were in vain. The tragedy has sparked discussions about the dangers of extreme diets and the influence of social media on health trends. Now, while veganism can be a healthy and sustainable dietary choice when properly balanced, raw veganism, which eliminates cooked foods and sometimes essential nutrients, poses significant health risks. The health experts have emphasized the importance of consuming a varied and well-balanced diet to meet the body's nutritional needs. Extreme diets that excludes essential nutrients like vitamin B12, calcium, and vitamin D can lead to severe deficiencies, compromising your bone health, your nervous system, and even your heart health. Now, Zana's death highlights the critical need for evidence-based dietary choices, and that's why we are live tonight. I want to share with you the potential consequences. Influencer culture and social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, they have played a role in promoting extreme diets. Most followers of those extreme diet promoters emulate their favorite influencers without fully having an understanding of the potential risks. The tragic case of Zana Samsonova underscores the importance of responsible content creation and encourages influencers to prioritize the health and well-being of their followers over sensationalized trends. That's why I'm not so much interested in sharing fad. I'm rather looking at evidence-based prescriptions. Anytime I come on live to share thoughts with you, it is evidence-based. Now, there is a caution, and I'm also helping you to understand that diets like raw veganism can lead to gross malnutrition, can lead to anemia, can have other severe health complications. So I am advocating a balanced nutrition. And tonight I'm going to be debunking the diet myths that this is very crucial, especially in this age of misinformation, where anybody can go on social media and start sharing facts and fictions that he or she may not understand. And that's why I'm on live. If you have questions about the things I'm sharing with you tonight, please put them in the comment section, both on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Facebook. Zana's death serves as a somber reminder of the thin line between the conscious dietary choices and the development of eating disorders. It calls for increased awareness and support for those who are struggling with eating disorders. And I'm also going to be highlighting the need for early intervention and the need for right information. Now, we believe that it is important for the public to be educated about the potential dangers of extreme diets. A lot of people, when they come on live or on air, especially people who are doing health content, they keep telling you that It's plant-based. Everything is plant-based. It's veganism and what have you. I'm not going to bedevil veganism. Rather, what I'm going to say is that there is need for balance, and you must understand that. Take, for instance, you have the chimps in our forest. The chimps have a similar alimentary canal, call it the gut, just like humans. And most of them are food givers. But even though they are food givers, they also eat insects and some little animals. Yes, they do. So from where are we gleaning the wisdom? From where are we adopting the knowledge that pure raw veganism is the way to go? Who taught us that one? How did you learn that one? Was it your forefathers that taught you that? If you are a Christian just like me and you read your Bible, you remember that Jesus Christ fed 5,000 men and a lot of women and children with what? With 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. There is a fish there. There is an animal protein there. So there is need for you to have that understanding that you cannot live only on bread alone. You cannot live only on plant-based alone. You need balance. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with us tonight, how to have that balance. The reason is because this tragedy that happened to Zana have sparked a lot of conversation about the importance of not only extremity in diet, but also water consumption. Because Zana said she can survive without water, that she can only live on the water coming from fruits. Well, of course, here on our platform at Dr. Kakaraka, we encourage you to take H3O. H3O is not limiting you to only fruit water. Rather, we are saying water that is infused with fruits. That means we encourage you as well to drink water, but you can cut slices of lemon, you can cut slices of lime, you can cut slices of cucumber or watermelon and put inside your glass cup of water. We are not saying that you're going to live only off of water that is coming from the watermelon or from the coconut or from the pineapple or from what have you. I am not saying that if you eat those foods that they will cause your body harm. No. What I'm saying is that you don't need to depend only on these things because it is not balanced. It is not balanced. So now, I'm going to proceed with sharing a little thought. About 2 days ago, I posted that for most of our men, that we need to consume a few eggs a day. And the reason why I shared that is because instead of that, a lot of men want to use maybe Viagra. They want to rely on drugs, or they want to rely on some concussions to boost their testosterone or to boost their sexual function. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying you cannot completely depend on that, because the so-called Viagra or the so-called concussion that you take, does it contain the vital phytochemicals or the vital nutrients, the vital minerals that will occasion the production of testosterone? That is the question you must ask yourself. Testosterone production depends on cholesterol. So when you eat foods that are laden with healthy cholesterol, you are indirectly boosting your testosterone. So that was the rationale behind what I posted yesterday, that men should eat some egg before having sex. The reason is because whenever you have sex, number one, you need sustained energy. And nothing gives you more sustained energy than a food that has protein and fat. If you take, for instance, Coca-Cola or you take Powerhouse, it will only give you a flash energy. That means within 30 minutes, you have lost the stamina. But apart from that, it created a problem in your system because it shut up your blood glucose level. And every time your blood glucose level is shut up, it is the pancreas that goes under pressure to produce insulin so that it will handle or pull down or normalize the levels of your blood glucose. And every time you take such an energy drink or anything to support you, you are putting your body off of balance, and you are creating a problem that you may not have the capacity of solving. So that's why I suggested to eat some egg. Now, some of my friends and followers came on board and said, oh, eggs are very costly because of how times are hard now. I understand, but I said, when you feel that you have the wherewithal and you want to make the right choice, I've just given you the right choice, and it's up to you to make the right choice. If you can't afford 2, 3, 4 eggs, you can afford one. Yes, you can afford one. And if you eat one and you imbibe every other principle that we teach, not only in our live sessions, but in the short form videos that we create, if you imbibe all these principles, you are better positioning yourself to live longer and healthier. Now, the reason why I supported the idea, there is this saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But in my opinion, I want you to take note. It's a very important point I want to make. An egg a day will keep the doctor away. Listen to me. You may not have heard it before, but anything I share with you is coming from years and years and years of research. An egg a day will keep the doctor away more than an apple a day. Let me show you the reason why. Number one, an egg is a complete protein source. Eggs are one of the best sources of high quality protein containing all 9 essential amino acids. And the amino acids are the basic building blocks for the body, for the cells, for the tissues, for the organs, for everything you have in your body. So if you need to repair your body, your tissues, to build back your muscles, your immune function, your overall health, you need egg. But in contrast, apples are primarily a source of carbohydrates, but they lack essential amounts of protein or amino acids that are beneficial for your cells to be built up. Number two, eggs are rich in essential vitamins and minerals. Eggs are packed with vitamins like vitamin B12, vitamin D, and vitamin A, along with minerals such as selenium and choline. Now, vitamin D is particularly important for bone health and immune function, which apples do not provide in significant quantities. And now let's talk about choline. Choline is found in egg, and choline is one chemical or nutrient that is crucial for brain health and cognitive function. A lot of our young men, I'm not even talking of old, a lot of our young men have lost their cognitive capacity. Why? Because they lack choline. And what is the most abundant source of choline? It's eggs. So I'm showing you the principal reasons why I prefer an egg a day will keep the doctor away more than an apple a day will keep the doctor away. Remember, our topic tonight is on the ills of veganism. So I'm now comparing an egg to an apple, and I'm shocking you with ample information that will help you as a guide. Now, while apples are known for their fiber content, which is good for heart health, eggs contribute by providing what is called omega-3 fatty acids, especially when it's pasture-raised egg. Remember, my focus is always on organic. That means it's pasture raised. That means if you have to choose between the eggs laid by your local birds or local chicken from the village and the eggs that are harvested from agriculturists or people who are into livestock, I will choose the ones that are laid by our local hens. That's why I said organic. And now, when you check, it helps in improving the ratio of the HDL, which is the good cholesterol, to the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. Now, contrary to outdated beliefs, moderate egg consumption has been shown not to increase the risk of heart disease for most people. I know most of the people who I follow. I've talked about a lot of doctors, prominent people who are on 20 eggs a day. I know a doctor, 85 years of age, the doctor, the owner of longevity company. He is living on about 20 eggs a day, and now he's 85 years and he's not dead, and he's not have a heart attack, and he has the best biomarkers for people who are healthy with the best heart stats. Now, number 4, eggs. I'm comparing eggs and apple. Due to the high protein content and the high fat content of eggs, eggs are more satiating than apple. And you know what I mean. So this can help in weight management. So you might eat 10 apples because you are struggling, you understand me, to fill your stomach. But by the time you eat 2, 3, 4 eggs, you're okay. So a breakfast that includes eggs can reduce overall calorie intake throughout the whole day. Why? Because eggs are more satiating, they stays in longer in the body, and they help to supply most of the minerals and vitamins that we just mentioned. Now let's talk about the eye. Eggs contain what is called lutein and zeaxanthin. These are antioxidants that are important for eye health, and these nutrients help to protect against age-related macular degeneration and cataracts. Whereas apple, while they contain some antioxidants, they do not offer these specific compounds that are so beneficial for vision. So you can help me now. You can understand why I said it's an egg a day that will keep the doctor away. And now, do you know most of our women from the age of 60 above, they start having bone issues, arthritis, rheumatism, and what have you? Do you know that the vitamin D and the protein in eggs support strong bones and muscle maintenance? Yes, and this is critical for aging and for the aging population. But apples, they don't contribute much to your bone health. Now, and aside from their vitamin C content, this is also available in many other fruits. So even if you don't get some munch of apple, you can take some orange and still get the same vitamin C. So what am I saying? I'm trying to prove the point that if you have your way to choose between eggs and apple, it is the eggs that will keep the doctor away. Now, let's talk about versatility and dietary inclusion. Eggs can be prepared in various ways, including wide range dishes from breakfast to dinner, making them a versatile and nutrient dense option. Whereas apples, I'm not saying they are not healthy, they are, but they are only limited to eating raw and in meals. So it's not as versatile as the egg. Now and again, let's talk about low carb. Remember, if you want to remember Dr. Kakaka, always remember low carb. I am a strong proponent of low carb diet. Now, eggs are virtually carbohydrate free, making them ideal for ketogenic diet. So that means if you are diabetic, if you use eggs and dish your apples, you won't need to be checking your blood sugar, because by the time that egg gets into the system, and the time it gets it, that's what we call the glycemic index. The time it takes that egg to be converted to glycogen or to glucose into your blood will take a lot of time compared to an apple. Now, that's why it's the primary recommended meal for diabetics. So whenever I see a diabetic, I better recommend an egg than an apple, because an apple will directly, have a surge of fructose into your blood. And also remember, it is, putting your liver at risk if you are eating so much of it. Now, these are the reasons why I said that I'm not saying that apples are not good. They are. I eat apple every day. But if you ask me between apple and egg, which one will keep the doctor away, I will say it is the egg, because egg offers more comprehensive nutrient profile, and that supports a wide range of bodily functions. And when you take them, you build your muscle, you build your immunity, and a host of positive things that it does to you. So I prefer an egg to an apple. Now, that is to say that when you want to really, really build your health, you should focus more on the recommendations that we are making. A vegetarian diet, I'm sure it offers numerous health benefits, but it also has certain shortfalls. And that's why we are live tonight. I want to discuss with you the shortfalls of going only for vegetarian diet. That's why we are live tonight. Number one is nutrient deficiency. Nutrient deficiency. Vegetarians may lack essential nutrients like the vitamin B12, like iron, like calcium. It's not as if there is no iron in the plant, in the green leafy vegetables, but your body lacks the capacity to access these ions as fast as it should have if it were to be you were taking beef or you were taking liver. If you are taking beef liver, the rate at which your body will access the iron will be high compared to the capacity of the body to access the iron if you were only on a vegan diet. That means if you are only on a plant-based diet. Now, I talked about vitamin B12. That is common knowledge. Everybody will know that once you're on vegan diet or you are a vegetarian, you must have to supplement on vitamin B12, which is necessary for a lot of more than 5,000 functions in the body. You cannot, underestimate the power of this vitamin, but it is lacking in a vegan diet. So you see, this is one of the primary reasons why our recommendation is for a comprehensive dietary approach and not a one-sided approach. We talk about calcium, we talk about zinc, and we talk about omega-3 fatty acids. These are primarily found in animal products. And now the deficiency in these nutrients can lead to anemia, can lead to weakened bone, can lead to immune dysfunction, and can lead to cognitive issues. In fact, if you check in the numbers, by numbers, there are more demented people who are vegetarian than those who are carnivorous or who are, eating ketogenic based diet. There are more and more. So what it means is that, because look at the brain, for instance, the brain is precisely, if you look how the brain is made from cholesterol. Yes. So when you are eating only plant-based diet, you're not getting sufficient amount of the good fat to build up your brain cells. And that's where you begin to have a problem. Now and again, why are we talking about, not going to extreme to veganism? It's because of protein quality. Protein quality. Plant-based proteins are often considered incomplete. Why? Because they lack one or more of the essential amino acids. And this can make it a challenging issue, especially because you're not getting balanced protein intake, no matter how you try or you struggle to, because the quality of the plant-based proteins are not the same to the animal-based protein. And that's one of the reasons why we encourage you to be more versatile in your diet rather than restricting it to vegan only. Now and again, it's about iron absorption. The iron in plant, like I said before, the iron in plant-based food is not it's called a non-heme iron. That means it's less easily absorbed by the body compared to the heme iron that is found in meat. And these can increase the risk of iron deficiency, especially in women and in athletes. That's why if you are a vegan, you always almost complain of weakness, of shortage of blood, anemia. Why? Because you are not getting the right amount of iron that will help to substantiate. Now and again, we talk about calcium absorption. While some plant-based foods contain calcium, its bioavailability is often lower due to the presence of what is called oxalates, and the phytates. These two phytochemicals inhibit the absorption of calcium. So if you say you want to be a vegan, only vegan, you want to eat only vegetables and fruits, how are you going to get the calcium? Because you have phytates, you have oxalates in the body that will prohibit the rapid absorption of calcium. So how will you get your bones built? So this is one of the reasons why we consider vegan only diet as a negative diet, or the one that has negative impact. The next is omega-3 fatty acid deficiency. Now, plant sources of omega-3s like the flax seeds and the walnuts, they contain ALA, and these must be converted into EPA and the DHA. So the more active forms that are found in fish, like I shared earlier, where Jesus Christ fed 5,000 men and women with fish and bread. He has to add fish and not only bread. So this conversion is inefficient, and potentially it could lead to lower levels of the important fats when you want to focus only on vegan diet. You can have lower levels of important fats that will help in building the system. Now we'll talk about vitamin D. Vitamin D is one vitamin that I recommend for everybody. You know the reason? Because if you look at nature, do you know that in nature there's a purpose for which the sun was made? When we shared about the 6 natural doctors, we recommended your exposure to the sun. Why did we say that? Because of the synthesis of vitamin D. Vitamin D is an indispensable a vitamin in the body, and because of its indispensability, that's why God put the sun there to help us to synthesize vitamin D. So imagine, because of technology, because of sedentary life, and because of our general lifestyle, how we live nowadays, we don't want to go out of the sun. Some of us look at it as a punishment, or some of us think we don't have time to go to the sun. So right there from your house, you rush into your car, and from your car, you drive to your office or workplace and get into the office. There is no more exposure to the sun. That's the reason why a lot, very, very many of us are deficient in this vitamin. And that's why I recommend that you supplement it, or you buy a whole vitamin that contains both vitamin D and several other important vitamins like the selenium, vitamin E, zinc, and what have you. And remember, we recommend a product called Juice Plus because it has these things in abundance. Now, talking about vitamin D, I said it's a crucial vitamin, especially for your bone health and for your immune function. Now, it can while it can be synthesized from sunlight, those living in northern climates or with darker skin may struggle to produce enough, and most food sources of animal-based product. I'm sorry, I will need to plug my laptop because it's giving me a sign here that the battery is low. So I need to plug it so that I will continue to be live with you. Sorry for the little distraction, but I need to get the laptop plugged. Otherwise, it can go off. And when it does that, we will have a problem of transmitting. I'm using laptop for YouTube. All right. I think it's sorted now. I think it's sorted now. I think the laptop issue is sorted now. All right. Yes. Yeah. I think the laptop issue is sorted now. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry for that little distraction, but it's imperative to make sure that I don't get switched off. All right. That's good. It's working perfectly now. Yeah, thank you very much. Now and again, the challenge we have with veganism is limited food choices. And in some regions or in some cultures, vegetarian options may be limited, making it difficult to maintain a varied and satiating diet, especially when eating out or when traveling. And that's why you must have to embrace diversity in your diet. That's what our opinion is, and that's what is working based on research. You must have to embrace diversity. There's a reason why these animals were created. Again, the challenge you have could be social or cultural. So vegetarians may face difficulties in social settings where meals are often centered around meat, leading to feeling of exclusion or inconvenience. So that's one of the reasons or the shortfalls of being a vegetarian. Now the next point is about your carb intake. Like I said, if you always remember, we promote a low carb diet. But if you want to focus only on vegetarian diet, you will notice that you will rely heavily on grains and starchy foods. And when that happens, that means you are now consuming high carbohydrates. And that will affect your blood sugar control. It will affect your weight management. It will affect a lot of things. Because I can tell you, last week we talked about metabolic health. And I shared with you that one of the greatest miscausers or precursors of metabolic syndrome is high carb diet. So while I'm coming back again tonight to bedevil vegan only diet, it's because it will propel you or to push you to the lane of a high carb diet. Think about it. If it's only veganism, that means you will not be getting quality protein. It's mostly carbohydrate. And what is the problem with eating carbohydrate? The problem is that you will not be satiated when you eat. When you eat, after some minutes or hours, you notice again that you're having cravings again. You know why? Because the food is almost always empty. Is almost always empty. And whenever you are more like eating more of empty food, your body will continue to show you the sign that you are deficient. And that is what is propelling, that's what's making you to be a glutton. That's what's making you to eat and eat and eat. Why? Because you are lacking the important nutrients that you would have gotten if you diversified your diet instead of focusing only on vegan diet. These things I'm sharing tonight, my friends, is very, very important. It's important. I'm going to again play the video of Zena. I started with it, and I know a lot of people missed it because they didn't join earlier. You need to watch the video, and you see how that influencer on TikTok, Zena, how she lost her life because she decided to become an extremist to veganism. So it's important you learn and begin to make the necessary adjustment. So I'm going to quickly, go play the video. But before I do that, I think I'm going to show you some top influencers who wanted to become vegans. But after some months or years, they now began to see that a lot of things have changed about their health, and they began to see that they are grooming disease in their body, and they made a U-turn and decided to go back and have a diversified diet. And I don't want you to be an idiot. I don't want you to look stupid to say you want to prove it with your own health. Rather, I want you to learn from mistakes that these guys have made and make adjustments against such, so that you are better positioned to live healthier and happier life. So I'm going to quickly show us the video of people who chose to
plan on being
Yeah.
vegan for life. I plan on raising my children vegan.
I can't believe I'm actually filming this video. But here we are. I am no longer vegan.
So first of all, she says she planned on being a vegan, and she planned that all her children are going to be vegan. But you look there, just few months down the line, she saw that it was doing her more harm than good, and she did a U-turn. I don't want you to make that mistake of making an attempt to see what it looks like. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot say you want to do a raw food diet for some while. Of course, we encourage that. It's different from deciding you want to be a vegan for life. It's different. Of course, sometimes I encourage, like in January, one of the things we did in January in our platform was to encourage our family and friends to go on a raw food fasting. And that I did for 30 days. It's different. After that, I reverted back to a more diverse and wholesome diet. And that's what we're encouraging. We're not encouraging you to go on raw food diet for the rest of your life. No, we are saying that because we want to detoxify, want to get rid of some things in the body, because raw food diet is a high fiber diet. So let's get rid of constipation. Let's get rid of some gut issues that you may have. And then again, you revert back to wholesome diet. Now let's continue again.
Committed to the lifestyle that I don't even really see any other way to eat. So I'll probably end up being vegan forever. It feels good. I love it.
I'm no longer vegan. The vegan diet wasn't meeting my needs.
And I know that it's always going to.
So you see, just like you heard now rightly, he said he planned to be a vegan. And after 7 months down the line, he came back. 85% of these people that are pushing veganism, they don't want to come and tell you what they're going through. But you know, these guys are real and they are alive, and they are sharing with you the experience that they have had as vegans or vegetarian diet propellers, and why they made a switch. They're giving you reasons why they made a switch. And that's what I want you to learn from as we progress.
Make me happy and keep me satisfied and keep me on this lifestyle forever. I'm not really sure how to start this video, to be honest. I'm not vegan anymore. I was vegan for just over 5 years, and it was kind of everything to me. It was my whole life, my whole identity. It was the motivation behind my YouTube channel. It was just my whole world. I can live a healthy freaking life.
So you see now, for 2 years to 5 years, she said she was a vegan, but it almost destroyed her health, and she had to do a U-turn. Let's go. I think this is going to be the last one.
Forever on a vegan plant-based diet. Today, I'm going to share with you why I am no longer following a vegan diet, and I was just not in a good place. Like, obviously, it was.
So you're seeing it now for yourself.
Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
Is it?
So you are seeing it for yourself. They decided earlier to become vegans because maybe somebody brainwashed them that if you want to live longer and healthier, you must be a vegan. But at the end of the day, they now saw the ills of veganism and they made a U-turn. And now and again, I'm going to play for you the video of Zena. I want you to pay attention to the story of Zena and how Zena lost her life because of extremists, because of being a vegan. I'm going to play the video now. Watch.
This vegan influencer ate only fruits for years, and it sadly took her life.
And look what I have here. It's green juice. Wow.
These are the final hours of Sana the Art.
Today I'm gonna make my favorite smoothie. I call it a love smoothie. So delicious.
When Zana started dieting, things weren't as strict. At first, she ate fish and dairy products until she decided to become vegan. 2011, Zana started a raw vegan diet, so it wasn't only about avoiding animal products, she also didn't cook her food. As time went by, she limited what she ate even more, until she only ate fruits, seeds, and juices. Zana was a chef, so she decided to start sharing her raw vegan recipes on social media. On May 5th, 2020, she uploaded her first Instagram post. But little did she know, this would be the beginning of an end. In her videos, Zana talked about how healthy and happy she felt with her diet. But the reality was a completely different story. Her choices became more and more extreme. She didn't drink water for at least 6 years because she believed coconut water and juices from fruits were enough.
Do I believe that coconut water and juice are good? Yes, Dr. Kakaraka, I believe that coconut water and juice are good. As a matter of fact, the purest form of nutrient-dense water is the coconut. So I believe it. I drink coconut water. I can't say I drink it every day, but whenever I have the opportunity to go to the market for groceries, I buy coconut. I drink the water. I give my family. Is coconut water good? Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. The purest form of water. The purest form of H3O. But is it wholesome? Is it supposed to be what you are going to just take alone for the rest of your life? No. No. Coconut water is good. It's H3O. It's wonderful. But it is not the end. You need to take more water. Listen more to the story of Zena.
She used to do dry fasts where she didn't eat or drink anything for days. And even her friends say she only ate durian and jackfruit.
Hello, my beautiful friend.
Am I against dry fasting? No. I'm not against dry fasting. I personally fast. And remember, in January, me and my followers and friends, we did 30 days fast. So I'm not against it. But are you going to live the rest of your life fasting? No. Jesus Christ, as a Christian, we follow him. He only fasted for 40 days. Why do you want to beat that record? Why do you want to beat the record that Jesus set for you? So that's not the plan. So it's not that I'm bedeviling. You see, Zena he got a lot of things right. She got a lot of things right. She did the right things. She ate natural. She ate wholesome, but she didn't diversify her diet. She was an extremist. She only focused on the vegan diet. And that became her biggest undoing. And that's what I'm here tonight to stand against for my friends and followers, including my foes, my enemies. I cannot advise you to become a vegan extremist, to focus only on vegan and not to diversify your diet, to eat more, only fruits and vegetables without considering meat, without considering fish, without considering egg, without considering other sources of protein from animals. I am not for it. I'm not for it. So watch.
It's a Champadak season in Thailand, and I invite you to join my lunch today.
Her health started getting worse and worse. It was so bad she struggled to get out of bed, had no energy, and her legs were completely swollen.
So you see, one of the things that happened to Zena, if you look, she began to emaciate. Naturally, when we talk about a raw food fasting, we are looking at detoxification. We are looking at building autophagy, allowing autophagy to set in the body so that your cells that are not functional, that are dead and senescence, these cells can be eaten up by the body. We are not encouraging fasting so that you will do it for the rest of your life. No, nobody can do that. So what all the practices that Zena imbibed, we imbibe it as well. But the only difference is that we encourage you to also look elsewhere, to diversify, to eat wholesome animal-based food and not only plant-based food. I am not for veganism. I am not for vegetarianism. I support a diverse diet. And that's why I'm live tonight, to debunk that myth.
When her friends and even her mom begged her to quit her diet, she got mad and defensive. July 2023, Zana reviewed some foods on her blog and mentioned she was ill. She had to raise her glucose levels, but she was only willing to do it with fruits.
Are you ready for smoothie? Mango, a red dragon fruit, pitahaya.
July 9th, 2023, Zana wrote that she was collecting money for a ticket to her home country, Russia, so that she could recover. She had an infection similar to cholera, which gave her diarrhea and dehydration. July 21st, 2023, Zana's body couldn't take the infection anymore. She was too weak, malnourished, and dehydrated. And at age 39, with decades of life ahead of her, Zana passed away. But how could a person who said she cared about her health make choices that were so hard on her body? Why did she let herself go from this to this? Well, it seems like behind the colorful posts, there was a much darker reality. Many nutrition experts have analyzed Zana's case, and they said she most probably struggled with an eating disorder, which she hid behind her healthy diet.
Oh my gosh. It's so delicious.
Her friends and family even tried to send her home for treatment, but she ran away. Whatever the case, Zana's life was taken too soon. And it's heartbreaking that the thing she cared about the most was exactly what made her lose it. Veganism is a very noble choice, but may her death remind us all that sometimes the unhealthiest choice you can also make for yourself is just going too far with anything.
Veganism is a noble choice, but it's a reminder as well to you that if you choose to go the extreme, that it is not the best for you. And that's why I'm live tonight, to debunk that myth and to put the record straight and to help you to understand the ills of veganism. I've read out some, and there are a lot more. But just like we used to do, we will be looking at some questions. If we have 5 minutes more. If you have questions about veganism, if you have question about a diverse diet, or if you have any issue that you want to relay with us on the comment section, please do well to ask questions based on that, and I'm going to clarify. So you could have digestive issues just by going only on vegan diet, because a high intake of fiber from fruits, vegetables, and legumes, they can cause digestive discomfort, they can cause bloating, they can cause gas, they can cause constipation as well. So that's why we encourage you to diverse instead of going only on a one-way diet. So it's important to take note of that. It's important you take note and you imbibe it. Earlier, we shared about the benefits of eggs over apple, and that's where I came up with my own postulate. And what is it? I said an egg a day will keep the doctor away, and I gave you 10 reasons to qualify or to quantify that quote. Now, remember what killed Zena? they now started thinking that it might be an eating disorder, because there are some individuals that when they adopt the vegetarian diet as maybe a socially acceptable way to restrict their food intake, they are potentially masking or exacerbating their eating disorder. And that is a very, very dangerous challenge. I'm looking out on Facebook to check for questions. Unfortunately, because I have my my camera phone turned in the reverse, I'm not able to connect to Facebook right about now. So remember that the comment section is always open. And just like we used to do, we will always come back and address every question that is coming, whether from TikTok or from YouTube or from Facebook. Please drop your questions and I will take another look at them tonight, and I'm going to address each and every one of them. If you have any queries or questions about veganism and the right diet to go for, remember, we support ketogenic diet, but our own type of ketogenic diet will still encourage you to eat as much vegetables as you can, because we don't want you to be an extreme, to only focus on fat and animal. No, we want you to have a balanced approach to diet, and that is the way to go. So I thank you very much for being live with me. Please drop your questions in the comment section on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we're going to address the questions as at when due. Thank you once again for being live with us. I'm going to end with this short video.
Here are some of the hidden dangers of a plant-based diet. So if you eat a plant-based diet, I know that plants are great, absolutely, but they could be laden with a lot of pesticides and herbicides. Now, one of the big ones is glyphosate. This severely will deplete minerals, things like magnesium in the plants that have been sprayed with glyphosate, and can mess up our probiotics in our gut because it has an effect negatively on our microbiome, as well as atrazine. This is another herbicide that causes, unfortunately, and it's been in the news lately, feminization of males. So males are becoming more like females. So just saying, this is probably not the best thing. Now, my tips here is to increase more glycine in your diet. So this is something that I like to supplement magnesium bisglycinate down to glycine. This really helps to counteract what's going on with the glyphosate. Make sure you've got enough probiotics and eat organic whenever you can. Follow for more natural health tips.
Thank you.
Here come the hidden dangers of a plant-based diet. So if you eat a plant-based diet, I know.
All right. Thank you very much for being live with me tonight. I'm going to take a look at the questions and answer as much as I can on Facebook before I go to bed tonight. So please drop the questions and you're going to get answers to them. You're going to get them resolved. Thank you again for being live with me. Have a wonderful night's rest. God bless you. Yes. Maya, I'm not off YouTube yet. I don't know if, because that rating will come and show again. What kind of rating is that? Every time it will just come and show. What's that McAfee? What is he doing? Yes.